It's time for the MoonShot Money Weekly Roundup, where Chase, Isaac, and Mike recap the investing week.
Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to the MoonShot Money Weekly Roundup. Along with Chase and Isaac Vickers, I'm Mike Vickers. We're glad to have you along with us today, and we hope you've had a great week. It's Friday, February the 4th, 2022, and we're back for episode number 5. Guys, let me quickly highlight some things that have happened this week that I consider highlights. Google is splitting 20 to 1. PayPal crashes after earnings, has its worst day ever in PayPal's history, continues to slide. Oil is going higher and higher to a new 7-year high, and that is casting a shadow across the economy, and it's continuing to drive up inflation. That's a common theme for us. This is funny. Elon Musk calls President Biden a damp sock puppet in human form as Biden chooses to not even mention Tesla as an American EV manufacturer. And then Elon's tweets have made it to Times Square in lights this week, which is hilarious. Meta, or Facebook, free falls over 23% after their earnings report on Wednesday, and that actually took over $200 billion off of its market value, which is amazing.
Wow.
This week, Jamie Dimon, who is the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, said this: he has not seen in his lifetime this much pressure on wages and people. Guys, he said in his lifetime. It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It's actually been a better week. It doesn't sound like it, but it's actually been a better week than last week for sure in my portfolio. But it still seems to feel like we're standing on top of a ladder, doesn't it?
Don't you feel like? Absolutely. It certainly feels that way.
Testing. Is my mic working? Be careful, everyone. February is a particularly dangerous month to invest in the stocks. Other dangerous months are July, January, September, April, November, May, March, June, December, August, and October. Very dangerous.
Yes, it is dangerous out there. You have to be extremely cautious. So, well, let me ask you this.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Mastermind. Have you bought anything this week?
Yes, Tesla and some pizza.
Oh, my gosh. Tesla and some pizza. All right. So, Chase, do you have anything to kind of tag in there on the roundup for the week? You know, some highlights?
Yeah, actually, I heard them talking on CNBC this week about how amazing it was that Tesla is not even being recognized by this administration as an EV maker in our country, seeing that they're producing electric vehicles here in the country. They're actually saying many of the automakers should be calling Elon Musk to ask for help with the semiconductor and chip shortage.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, they were talking about how Tesla has navigated this supply chain issue so well.
Yeah.
And positive note, I heard Monday that Dan Levy with Credit Suisse upgraded Tesla to outperform the price target of $1,025 with a blue sky case of $1,700. He said Tesla checks all the boxes for them when doing the research: growth, sustainability, and disruption. So that was pretty good news for Tesla investors. And then, of course, as we closed out the month of January, what a brutal month that was. Monday was the last trading day of that month, and the NASDAQ was down 9% for the month of January. And just so happened the Monday rally helped the NASDAQ avoid the worst January ever. So there has to be buying opportunities. And the S&P 500, it had its worst month since March of 2020.
Wow. Yeah, those are some crazy things to think about. This week has been a mixed bag for me. I have not been really aggressive in buying anything. But I have bought some more oil stocks. I've bought more Chevron and more EXXON. And here's a little fact I think that is beneficial for everybody to know that's listening. Russia right now is producing 10 million barrels of oil per day, and that is 1 out of every 10 globally. 1 out of every 10. And as everybody knows, there's some tension at the Ukraine and the Russian border. And, if Russia chose to, they could really put some crippling effect on the global energy supply chain. I don't know that it would affect us greatly because we could still get energy from Canada, but it would put pressure on the global economy, and that's the last thing that we need right now is more pressure. But as you remember, President Biden shut off the Keystone XL pipeline that had the United States energy independent. He cut that off on the first day in office, which to me makes no sense because we're still consuming the same amount of oil. We're just dependent on OPEC now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it makes no difference. We're just buying it from somewhere else, and it's to me all political, and it's just disproportionately hurting working families. But in the meantime, I'm going to ride these oil prices up to the forecasted $100 a barrel price. It's threatening $90 right now, which is a high over 7 years. But it's predicted to go to $100 a barrel. So in my dividend and income portfolio, I've made more money. Listen, I've made more money in Chevron and EXXON than anything else over the last 30 days.
Yeah. Wow.
We talked about this maybe a couple of weeks ago that I was going to ride that up. I'm going to continue to do that and also collect the dividends as well. And when the price begins to top out, we might talk about that at a future date. I've also bought a little bit of Google this week to capture that 20-for-1 split. That reminds me a lot of what Tesla and Apple did.
Yeah.
And there's some profits to be gained there, and of course, 20-to-1. And Google had a phenomenal fourth quarter. I mean, it was really, really good. And while that was going on, Facebook this week, or Meta, announced earnings, not so great. I'm watching Facebook at these prices, but I haven't bought anything quite yet, but I am keeping an eye on that. And just to round off what I've done this week, Chase and Isaac, I've bought a little bit of Lowe's, a little bit of Home Depot, and a little bit of Disney, just for the metaverse play, the aspect of that. And then I just keep buying QYLD for the covered call income on that NASDAQ 100. At my age, that's what I'm doing. So, Chase, what have you bought this week?
Yeah, so I have bought Tesla this week. I think that I like the price under $900 for sure. I mean, if I seen it get to $800 or below $750, I mean, I would certainly take another look at that. But I bought Tesla, bought some more Palantir, and then just a little bit more Ethereum this week.
Yep. I want to point something out to everyone. I guess it would be a word of caution. Several of these companies who are reporting their earnings are giving some very weak guidance for the first and second quarters, and I think that is a red flag, and that's a hint to what those reports for those companies are going to be like when it comes April and when it comes July, when they're reporting first and second quarter. We could possibly see lower lows. I hate to say that, but we could possibly see lower lows over the next 6 months. So I'm keeping some cash on the side until the macroeconomic conditions begin to shift. So in other words, what I'm saying is I don't think that we've seen the bottoms quite yet.
Yeah.
And so, like the mastermind advised early in this episode, be careful out there, everybody. Just be careful. So that's our best words of wisdom for this week. Are all minds clear?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. So on our way out the door, let me thank you for being with us. Thanks for all your interaction, too. Hit that like button and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And leave us a comment below. One of us will hit you back. Have a great weekend, everybody.